So them 231, make I know some. Welcome to the maiden edition of 𝙤𝙤𝙤𝙤. On 𝙤𝙤𝙤𝙤, we seek to interview national service personnel and recent graduates. We want to know their stories whilst they were on campus and some of the decisions they took that have influenced where they currently are. 𝙤𝙤𝙤𝙤 is a self-styled conversation with these personalities. We want to know how their journey was like on campus and some of the difficult situations they went through, the decisions they took, and some of the things that helped them scale through their undergraduate studies. On today's edition, we have with us Mohammed Atampuri. He's an Mphil student in the Department of Economics and he's doing amazingly well. Help me welcome Mr. Mohammed Atampuri to 𝙤𝙤𝙤𝙤.
Hi, Graham.
Mr. Mohammed, you're welcome.
Thank you.
It's good to have you. It's good to have you today, and we want to know what your undergraduate life was, and then how you scaled through. Hope you are doing well too.
I'm doing good, and you?
I'm doing extremely well. So before we start our conversation with you, we want to know how you ended up at the University of Ghana, the SHS you went to, the JHS you went to, and how you ended up being at the University of Ghana.
I had my senior high school in Tamale Secondary School, but we call it Tamasco.
Okay.
The Northern Lights. So
Yeah, I think I was the vice president.
Oh yeah. So I read business.
Okay. So when you were in Tamasco, was it your vision to be in the University of Ghana, or you had other universities as your choices?
So everything started right from junior high school. I had a plan, and my plan was grouped into two. I had a short-term target and long-term targets. So in my short-term targets, I wrote down the schools I wanted to attend, and my long-term target too. It continued, but then higher level.
Okay.
So in my short-term targets, I wanted to attend Tamasco because when I was in junior high school, I heard about them. I heard about their performance, how they were doing, and then being the Northern Lights, so a whole lot of fun and enjoyment. So I decided to go there. I had that plan before writing my UEC.
Okay,
so it was a plan.
You had a plan to attend
Tamasco.
And
that was my first choice, and actually I had it.
Okay. And you went through successfully?
Yes.
Okay. And so when you were in Tamasco was when you started building up the momentum, or you had the interest of being in the university, or you had other universities as part of your choices?
So when I was in Tamasco, I decided that I will attend university. So my brother asked Amidu. He asked what university, and I said, I want to go to University of Ghana, Lagos. So that's a premier university in Ghana. So
the nation's hope and glory.
So that was the idea or the goal. At a point, he told me Lagos is highly competitive. So he would advise I choose other schools. So Tech, UCC, and then UDS. He attended UDS.
Okay.
So he would advise I choose some of those schools and add it to Lagos. And I said, oh no, Lagos is my target. So if I don't get Lagos, there's no way I'll go to school. So I bought only Lagos forms.
Wow, then you were determined.
Oh yes.
You were determined.
Yes.
Wow. And then by the grace of God, you had it.
Yes.
And so, in the process of you choosing your school and then your choice of program, how was it like? Did you purposefully choose that you were coming to do economics, or as to say the way some students say it, the school gave them those scores, or you intentionally chose the cons and then you were given the program to come and read?
Okay, so actually initially I wanted to do accounting.
Okay.
Because when I was in school, these ICA people came to our school and they gave us an overview of the course, the number of years one can take to finish. So I just wanted to become a chartered accountant. So when I was in senior high school, the dream was that I would come to Lagos and read accounting.
Okay.
So when I was choosing the programs, I chose accounting, mathematics, and economics as my first choice. But unfortunately, Legon gave me or offered me accounting instead of religion. in theater arts.
Okay, accounting, study of religion and theater arts.
Yes.
That was what you were doing.
Yes.
So how did you end up doing economics?
I didn't want to accept. But then my brother again said, aside accounting, what do you want to become? And I said, economist. I want to become an economist. And he said, okay, if that is the case, why don't you accept that offer? So once you have it, maybe in the future, you can even combine that with accounting, and later you get you have accounting background, so an accountant there, you also have economics background, an economist. So I accepted that.
Okay, so you accepted that and then you enrolled in the university.
Yes.
So in anything, and you were doing accounting.
No, I didn't do accounting.
That is why I want to know, because if you accepted accounting, how did you end up graduating as an economics student?
Because the school didn't offer me accounting, but rather gave me economics, theater arts, and religion. So I was reading economics, theater arts, and religion.
Okay.
So accounting, I didn't read accounting.
Okay.
Maybe in the future.
In the future, you are. Okay, I get it now. I get it now. And so, how was the journey like? Your first day on campus, how was it like? Have you been to University of Ghana before, or this was your first time coming to Accra or University of Ghana? And how was it like when?
Actually, it
arrived?
was my first time coming to Accra.
Okay.
And my first time coming to Egypt.
Okay. And how's the feeling like?
I was so frustrated because I didn't get a hall. In addition to that, I didn't know anyone. So I got admission, so I needed to come, and I came, just like that.
And your very first day, you were very frustrated.
Yes, I was very frustrated.
Okay. How did you manage to get accommodation and solve all those petty issues? Because if your first day you come and you don't get accommodation, it's really going to be something else. Some people can even stop school because of that. Because
Yes.
From where you're coming from and how you've gotten to campus and you don't have accommodation, how are you going to move on with the things you want to do? So how did you end up getting accommodation and solving all those petty issues?
So for accommodation, I met a man at 𝙑𝙑 hostel. Yeah, so for security's sake, let me keep his name for now.
Okay.
So when I met him, I told him where I'm coming from and that I didn't get a room. Looking at my background, so it's far western region, so I cannot go back. So he should help me. And he said for 𝙑𝙑 hostel, it's for graduates. So since I'm not a graduate, it's not possible to get it there. But then what he can do is that the masters and PhD students are not yet in. So I can occupy one of the rooms whilst I work on the other ones. Yes, getting. So I was there for I think a week or so.
Then you
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting. And since you wanted to do accounting and you didn't get accounting, how was the first day in the economics class like? Did you like the class, or you felt like, let me just do something and just leave this class and go? Because I know and I remember that you had your first class in economics, and so how were you able to scale through? Because somebody who wants to do accounting and later you get in a cons, but you still persisted and came out successfully. How did you do that from level 100? If there were any targets you gave to yourself, or there are some things you did and you disciplined yourself to do that made you reach that height, can you share with us some of them?
Yes. So growing up, I had my own mentality. So what I wanted to do was that I want to ensure that I fulfill that mentality or that purpose. So when I got Legon, or when I was on campus, these things, it kept running in my mind. One is that I didn't want to disappoint those taking care of me. I've been through a lot, and I was a Muslim and I converted to Christianity. So that channel, I believe most people will understand what I'm saying. So it was a lot. So people had to come in and help. So as they were helping, I didn't want to also disappoint them. So I didn't have any other alternative than to just study hard. So that was first. And second was that I didn't want to also become poor. But if I look around people, those who are around me, and I see the way they live their life, where they sleep, even the food they eat, and sometimes it worries me. So I told myself that I have to just work hard. And looking at my background, the only means through which I can get up there is through learning hard. So right from level 100, I was learning hard. The econ department, I remember Professor, and she's now associate professor in 𝐼𝐻𝐿, telling us that when you come from your various senior high schools, maybe in your school you were the first. In my school, I was the first, and in maybe someone's school, the person was also first. So now all the first students or all the first people, they've come together. We want to determine who is the most brilliant among us. So I took that challenge, and I said the course is not easy. So I needed to put in much effort. So it was just hard work.
Okay, so it was just hard work. Can you share with us some of the successes you chalked in your undergraduate level? What are some of the things that you successfully did while you were an undergrad?
I did a lot of things. I did a lot.
Can you touch on one or two?
Okay.
And let our audience know one or two of them.
So what I was doing was that any opportunity I get, I make good use of it.
Okay.
I remember I told you earlier that I wanted to do accounting. So I spoke to a mentor, and he is a chartered accountant. I spoke to him, and he said that accounting is good, but then there is another professional course that he thinks will help me. So I should go and read on it and get back to him. And it was compliance and cyber studies.
Okay, compliance and cyber studies.
Yes.
Okay.
Their office is located at Medina.
Okay. Yes. Just to chip this in, compliance and cyber studies, what does it really entail? If you do such a professional program, what do you come out of with?
Okay, so as the name suggests, we have compliance side, and we also have the cyber aspects. You see, every organization or in every institution, we have rules and regulations.
Okay.
So the compliance side is ensuring that they comply to the norms over there, the norms or the regulations there. Okay, do you get it? And then we also have the cyber security side. That one has to do with cyber related issues. So cyber crime, how to prevent it, how to even trace if there is something like that. Maybe someone has hacked you, so you want to just
trace and know where it's from, the source.
Exactly, and how to even prevent that.
Okay, so I get to know. And so you've told us some of the successes. One of the successes you chalked on campus.
And I can also, let me put in this.
Okay.
Frank is my friend, and he is in Harvard now.
Okay.
So we started a foundation.
Okay.
That was when we were in 400. For the cyber, I started the cyber security course when I was in level 200.
Okay.
So in level 400, Frank and I started a foundation. That is Mphil Literacy Foundation.
Okay.
The Mphil, that's M-O. That's my name, Mohammed, so M-O. And then the Fra, that is F-R-A.
That's for Frank.
Frank, yes.
Oh, okay.
So,
but then I know Mphil is like
children. Yeah, that is it.
And your foundation mostly deals with children.
Yes, yes. We want to ensure that nothing prevents a child from attaining a higher education.
This is the first time I've known the real meaning of the Mphil. I thought it was born out of the word children in the local Ghanaian language, Mphil.
Yes.
Wow! Shout out to Frank and you and
Oh yeah,
Mohammed.
Frank.
You did a great work there.
Yes.
And after setting up your foundation, what was the end goal? And then were you happy about the things you were doing out of the foundation?
Yes, yes, yes. We are really happy, and even till now, I'm still happy.
You're still happy.
And I'll still be happy.
And so, within some minutes, can you share with us what Mphil and Bachelor Foundation does, and then maybe how some people can come in to help the good cause we started? Because I know in 2020, you and Frank and the whole foundation helped train the children in 𝙤𝙤𝙤𝙤, and I saw videos and pictures of it, a lot of them during the corona period that where kids didn't have anything to do. You and Frank devoted your time to support them and then teach them, give them some literacy skills. And when we were going back to school, I saw you supported them with books and pens and other things. Can you throw some light on it for us?
So for Mphil Literacy Foundation, what we basically do is to provide reading material, whether books, pens, pencils, to the children, especially for the less privileged ones, those in the villages, those in the small communities. So that is what we do basically, and we have other the other option too is that we also have another plan for them where we mentor them as well. So we provide mentoring activities for them. We go to them, we talk to them, and what do you want to become? I want to become A, B, and C. So to become that, you need to do this. Don't do this. Help. So that is what we just mentor them. And what we want to also do is that we want to link them to people in their profession so that they can easily get in touch with them. And we also provide tuition fee for the students. Maybe someone is a brilliant student, but the person is unable to pay his or her fees. So we want to also, that is the plan, but for that aspect, we are yet to start it.
Okay.
We are yet to start it. So we want to identify the good or the brilliant students. Those who are also poor, maybe they can't afford tuition fee, maybe they have admission, or probably they are in a school there's a basic school that they can't afford the fees there. So we go to them, then we help them fund themselves.
Wow, you guys are doing great. Thank you so much. And it's not anybody that who would have this idea whilst in their undergraduate journey, looking at some of the things that you went through, and you being an undergraduate itself means you are dependent on someone, but then you come up with such a foundation to help people. You and Frank, thank you so much for doing such a thing. And if there's anybody here who wants to help Mphil and Bachelor Foundation, you can hit Mohammed and Frank, and whatever you have for them, they will gladly accept it and then give it to the kids as well. They are really doing a great job, and thumbs up to them. And so let's come back to your undergraduate life. You've told us two of the things that you did that were successful to you. What about some of the regrets, some of the things you feel like you should have done during your undergraduate level? You feel like if you're a student now, you would have done that?
I think shyness.
Shyness?
Yes, I was really shy.
Okay.
I don't talk in class, so I'll make sure I go early, but I don't sit in front. I'll chalk one corner, and I'll be there quiet. If there's a question, I will never answer. If I also have a question, I will never ask. I was shy.
You were shy. So you are those kind of people that you are there to listen to what the teacher will say. So
yes,
can ask you question,
the
can ask you question, and you also won't ask any question.
Yes, unless you force me, otherwise I won't.
So if you were an undergraduate now, it's one of the things you would like to change.
Yes.
Oh, that's
I'll start it early.
Yes. And so those out there who are in school, or those who are planning to come to school, as you are listening, one of the things that you want to change is shyness. So if you are a shy person, think twice and start working on it, because he's done with school and he has he didn't like it that he was shy throughout his undergraduate studies. When you were an undergrad, did you partake in sports or anything aside academic work? Because I know you were brilliant in academics, and it's mostly associated that those who are brilliant don't take part in any extracurricular activities like church, sports, and debates, those kind of things. They don't partake in it. Theirs is to study. So, did you take part in any of these things, and why did you do that? And if you didn't, why didn't you take in any of those things?
Okay, I did a lot of them. I did a lot. So the reason was that my core duty is to always serve.
Okay.
So any opportunity I get, I use it to serve others. So personally, I was part of the 𝐼𝐻𝐿 committee in charge of academic and research.
Okay.
So I was part of the committee, and I also part of a church evangelism committee.
Okay.
So I was also part there, and there were other things I did as well, aside also helping students. I teach people for free. I don't take any.
Wow, you teach people for free. Okay, and that's interesting.
So when I was in 100, it was my colleagues. So when I moved to 200, I was doing some for 100 and then 200. So when I got to 300, it was 300, 200, and 100. So 400 to the same thing. So I was just teaching.
Oh, wow.
So the most difficult aspect that I went through was getting the people, because a lot of people come for help, and because of time management, I can't do it one after the other. I needed to put them together. So for instance, level 100s, I put them all together. But for them to, they had time differences. Maybe your lecture is someone's free time. So that kind of challenge. So I couldn't put them together. So I was doing it one after the other. So it really took a lot of my time. But I was glad.
You were glad you did that.
Yes.
Wow. How did you combine you yourself being a student and studying and doing those things, teaching others? Because I know it's not going to be easy, because you being part of evangelism, teaching others, and you being part of committees in your department, those things are not, I would say, easy tasks to combine. How were you able to combine all those things and finish with your undergrad successfully, and then with a good grade?
I built on two main things. So the grace of God, then hard work.
Okay.
The grace of God and hard work. I believe you know me, so
yes. I know. I've known you for some
yes. So I
time now.
Yeah, so I don't play with my faith. So I go to church when it is time, and I'm human. I do sin, but still I ensure that I do what is necessary. So I don't joke with my worship, and aside that, I also work hard.
Okay.
So I work hard. So like, you have to pray. That's the spiritual aspect. Things you don't have control. So that one, I leave it to the Almighty. But the things I have control, the things I can do, I make sure that I do them. So just by His grace and hard work.
Okay. Thank you. So if it's by grace and hard work, and you're able to combine your studies and academics too, how did you end up with a first class, and were there some specific things that you did? Do you have a specific timetable? You get inspiration from a lecturer? Did the lecturer advise you? Or what did you do before you were able to come out with first class? Because I know you had a first class in your family.
So let me correct this before I answer that. It was a second upper rather.
Okay.
Level 400, it was a whole lot because of the other professional course I was doing. I started the professional course in 2018, and I was in level 200, and it's a 3-year course.
Okay.
So I completed that in 2021. So combining that with the other things all together with academics, it was not easy. So it was a difficult task for me. So my GPA dropped, but it's fine.
Because you're able to combine the
Yes,
two. And
yes.
so I know with your academic or with your journey as an undergrad, there are some people who helped you and you were able to finish your undergrad. What do you have to say to them? Is there anything you want to tell them? Because I know the effort they put in you has yielded a good and a positive result. And can you throw some light on it or thank them?
I'll first thank them all. I cannot mention names, but they know themselves. So I just want to say that I'm much grateful for all the things you do for me. And like I said earlier in my conversation, before I started, I said something like, the reason why I'm able to get to this level is because I didn't want to disappoint my caretakers. So they really played a huge role in my life. Aside paying some of the fees for me, aside helping me with other finances, they also motivated me. They encouraged me, so as well as mentoring me. So I really appreciate everything. At the right time, I'll mention your names one after the other, and I'll make you all proud. Thank you so much.
And so, Mr. Mohammed, where do you see yourself from now in the next 2-3 years? Where do you see yourself? Because I know now you're pursuing an MPhil in economics. Where do you see yourself now, and how has your undergraduate studies helped you get to where you are going? If you've not gotten there, how has it helped you along the journey? And if you've got there, how did it help you? How did that connection help you?
So, like I said earlier too, I have my personal goals. I have short-term ones and long-term ones. For the short-term ones, by grace, I'm able to complete some of them.
Okay.
So, but the long-term ones, I'm working towards them. So, you said next 3 years.
Yes.
So, which is quite not possible, but my goal is to become an economist.
Okay.
So, an economist, 2 years is fine, but that is not the goal. My goal is to get a PhD. So it will take me, after the MPhil, it will take me for approximately another 4 years. That is minimum for me to finish. So that's 4 years.
4 years time. Okay.
But I also wanted to chat in other professional courses.
Okay.
So for one, I'm able to complete that. That was Chartered Compliance and Cyber Analyst. So currently I'm a Chartered Compliance and Cyber Analyst. But I still have that passion to go into accounting side. So I want to also chat in accounting. And later on, I wanted to add finance as well, or chat in finance sector. So it's quite broad, but I know.
Yeah, I see. So it's quite. But your determination of you still want to be an accountant is something that is worth it. I'm taking a lot from it. If you were to advise undergraduates now or students now, what would you say as an MPhil student? And before we touch on that, which level are you in your school in your MPhil?
Okay, so I just started right after the service, so just level 6 and
you just started right. Okay. Let's go a bit back to where you did your service. So after your undergraduate level, what next? Where did you do your service?